But yeah, ready to go. Oh. But yeah, ready to go. Oh.
Echo. Whee!
There exists 44 million quadrillion instances of time. In those, the universe has seen 88 million trillion minds imagining billions upon millions of worlds. In those, 5,000 cyclopedillion characters have walked. Traveling at the speed of light, it would take 1 infinity and a half to experience them all. Tonight, we have 2 hours. And the place we're about to explore is called the Double Dragon Trouble D&D stream episode 41. And now we'll see if this works. Will it work? We'll see in a moment. Will it? Nothing's happening. My god. Here we go. Here we go. Anything happening?
Yay!
There we go.
Loaded yet.
It's not too bad. All right.
Good job.
Can you tell me if the sound is all right? Is it working? Let's hope so. Good.
Nice.
Otherwise, it's gonna be a real strange stream. Anyway, welcome to Double Dragon Trouble, our weekly D&D stream. This week is a bit special because Chris is no longer with us. He has joined a band and is playing music today. So tonight he will not join us. And usually he's the one who runs the stream.
I thought he was gone. Like.
Oh no.
I think he was.
He's gonna return.
Yes, but tonight I will be running the stream, and I've never done that before, so it's not as professional as it usually is, but it's all right.
But I have to give you applaud for the great intro. I loved it.
All right. Yeah, welcome. I'm the Dungeon Master, Thijs Peterson, and joining me today are 2 of our wonderful players. Frederick Panduro playing Dinok, the Wood Elf Monk. And Shilda Bjergkarkener playing...
Yes.
Is it actually correct?
No.
Oh, good.
It's
It'd be so interesting. Just been trying to make fun of it all the way, and it's actually how you pronounce it in Norwegian. Playing Bright Scratch, the Tabaxi fighter.
Thank you.
So last time we finally finished the Halloween special, the 5th part.
It's December now.
Yeah, we just made it in time. The Christmas special will be coming up in next week, and no, seriously. So the story so far, very long story short. You have been in the Feywild to retrieve some souls. One belonging to Dinok, and one belonging to your former companion Dagos, who died and was replaced with Balthazar. You managed to do this, but on your way out of the Feywild, you were waylaid by the hag who stole the souls in the first place, or bargained for the souls in the first place. And when you did want to give the souls up to her, she flung you into the Halloween special in a haunted manor where you experienced a lot of hauntings, a lot of spooks, and other interesting stuff. And we ended with a fight in the greenhouse between you and the hag puppet, kind of the gatekeeper of the place, called Freya. And you managed to defeat her last time. Strangely enough, or inconveniently enough, you weren't here last time, and the other 2 players were here last time, so you didn't experience it. But you basically were shrunk to miniature size, so you could fit on the model ship of Balthazar. And then you fought the skeleton of Horatio Hersey and the other captain, Talister. And then you were attacked by a weird wicker hag monster, and Freya was killed, and all kinds of stuff happened. And then you ended up back where you began, outside the portal leading back to the material plane. The hag was gone. Apparently her trap failed, and you are free to walk away, at least for now. Last time you disguised yourselves. Balthazar used his spells to disguise himself as a captain of the Gloaming Court city guard thing, and the rest of you disguised yourself as his servants and soldiers and kind of that stuff. Then you made your way back into the material plane through the passage and ended up in the basement under the fortress of Karse, where you spent a lot of time trying to get in before you went to the Feywild and all that kind of stuff. Almost immediately, you bumped into the Blue Half-Dragon, the second in command under the leader of the dragon cultist caravan that you have been tasked with tracking and possibly, if necessary, interrupting or destroying. So, if you can remember your mission, then we will pick up there. So basically, to set the scene, you are back in the damp, dark cellar under the fortress. You're all squeezed out between the 2 trees that marks the boundary between the Feywild and the material plane. And directly in front of you is this blue half-dragon wearing spiky dragon cultist armor, staring at you. And last time she said something like, "You are late."
Who did?
And then you notice Balthazar's face go vacant. He starts to drool, and the same happens to Bethrogar.
What do we do?
Well, we got held up a while.
We have been waiting for days. The commander has taken his forces out. He's marching on the grandfather tree. You were supposed to join him. And she kind of looks around. Is this it? We were promised hundreds of soldiers.
But we're strong as hundreds of soldiers. I try to convince her that we're really strong.
Alright. that persuasion check.
Yeah.
But now would have been a good time to have all our allies in through the gate at least. Or at least get hunted by the Feywild warriors. That could make it seem sort of crazy.
It's our soldiers running away from them.
Yeah, that was the wrong one.
Alright.
Where is it? Oh, natural 20.
Well, she looks at you and... you do seem kind of rugged.
Stand like this.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to explain it to the commander. He was expecting
will.
at least 200 soldiers. But I suppose you speak the truth. You can probably convince him in person.
Yep.
Well, let's get on with it then. We have a very little time. The commander left yesterday. I expect him to reach the grandfather tree in a matter of days. We have to catch up with him.
No rest for the wicked.
Exactly.
Onwards.
She turns around and starts marching up the staircase that you know from previous experience leads all the way back to the ground floor and the corridor.
Like the sweat that I have like on my forehead, in my fur, I just like wipe it off. Like I don't wipe it off. I rub it in my fur. Like
I just whisper. I was this close to attacking.
Grbalus leans in.
not a good idea.
Should we just kill her? His accent. It's madness.
No, not kill her.
She's alone.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, but I don't really want to kill her though.
Yeah, like if you want to do something, now do it. But I want to get the fuck out of here.
Okay, I fly up the stairs, stunning strike in her back.
Just whee!
Escalating quickly.
Like, I'll slap her tail and make it a stunning strike.
Alright. You fly up the staircase.
Okay.
She was surprised by this because of the excellent deception from.
I'm sorry.
Let me see, half dragon. I think it's
I'm just a cat. I don't know what's happening anyway. I'm confused.
you convinced everyone. First, you convinced the half dragon that you were her allies. Now you convinced Dinok to attack.
Now I'm just confused again.
What was she called? I can't remember her name.
Well, you can make an intelligence check to see if you remember.
We can do that after I've finished beating her up.
All right. So let's have an attack roll with advantage because you
Ooh.
surprised her.
Oh, okay. 23.
23. That definitely hits. So you fly up and just jab her on the tail.
And I spent the key point, one key point to make it a stunning strike. So she has to succeed on a con save.
All right.
It's a con save of 13.
Well, she rolled 4.
Oh, okay. And she takes... that is 6 damage.
All right. And then we roll initiative. As she turns around, well, she's stunned, so she kind of like starts to turn around, and then her body just freezes up, and she stumbles onto the staircase like a statue. All her muscles seems to have locked up from the key in your punch. All right. How did you do on your rolls?
18.
18.
19.
19. All right. So, Bright Scratch,
Yes.
it is your turn.
We're gonna win this, and I'll do it by slapping her tail. Just the entire time, I'll only attack her tail.
All right.
I'm gonna use my claws for now. So I can run up and like both my claws.
Scratch her
My
tail.
hands.
All right. You probably have advantage since you're stunned. Let me
Yeah.
just check.
Yeah.
It seems reasonable to assume.
It's good
Yes.
thing if I have that.
Advantage.
Good. Um, oh, good thing I had an advantage. Natural 20 again.
Jesus. So you run up and just, I guess you just claw her throat or something like that.
Don't kill her.
It's
Blood
not that deep.
sprays into the air.
It's fine. It's not that
Don't
deep.
kill her that
Just a
much.
flesh wound.
Yeah.
Well, let's have some damage.
Oh yeah, right. That's a D4. That is 4 in damage.
How much?
4.
4. All right.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I just want to kind of jump away again.
Alright.
While she's stunned.
Yeah, she's just lying there. Ah! Traitors! Dina.
Yeah. I will attempt to stunning slap her tail again.
Alright, just make the...
And that is a 24.
Oh, that definitely hits.
So another constitution save from her.
And she rolled an 8 this time.
Oh.
Slowly
And
getting better.
she will take 10 damage.
Alright.
And this time I won't forget my bonus attack. I'll remember it this time. That is 17.
Was that with advantage?
Oh no, yeah, that was no, not with advantage. Sorry.
Because you're gonna need it.
20.
That hits.
Okay, nice.
So she was like
And that
trying
is-
to move out of your way, but she couldn't because she was stunned.
8 damage.
8 damage. Alright.
Can I use some movement to like tie some rope around her? Is that called a mouth or snout?
Good question. A smout?
Snout.
The dragon's smout. I'd say that would be an action. So.
Oh damn.
So that was 8 damage. Alright. So does she roll to escape the stun at the end of her turn or at the beginning?
Oh no, she's just stunned until the end, until my next turn.
Alright. So it's her turn and she's just lying there.
I feel kind of bad.
Grubbelusht walks up, looks at you, both of you. Are we killing her or what is going on?
Tie her snout together.
Don't you mean her smout?
Tie her spout together.
Alright. Picks out some rope from his backpack and starts to tie the rope around her snout. Ties a nice...
So, what are we actually doing with her?
Kidnapping her.
Oh, okay.
Don't you want me to tie her up entirely, not just her snout?
Yeah, we need to tie her up entirely, but I think that'll take some more time.
Ah, gets to work. And even Jimbo can walk in and help. I know a thing or two about tying knots, and he also helps.
Who's Jimbo?
The gnome. So Balthazar regrouped with you in the Feywild with this gnome in tow. He had no name, so he named him Jimbo. Apparently, he wanted to invest the silver that Grubbelusht had acquired when you got back to Waterdeep, but then Bathroga threw the whole wheelbarrow full of silver at the chasing coach.
Oh, damn.
It was exciting, and that was about the time that Rhea fell off the hearse, and you lost her.
I'm pretty sure she just mistook Rhea for a bag of silver coins.
Well, maybe.
Just threw her.
It's possible. All right. Well, she is tied up, and she tries to break free, but it's impossible. Jimbo and Grubbelusht made perfect knots, and she starts like. What do we do now? Says Grubberlyst.
I think we have to
Well-
knock her out. So she passes out.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it?
Sure, but don't
Don't
try
kill
not
her.
to make
Come
try
on.
not to make permanent brain
I was a
damage.
bouncer. I know how to do
Okay,
this.
okay. You can do it.
He starts to pummel her. Oh, natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
And he hits again. And another natural 20. So yeah, he takes 3 strikes with the back of his sword. I got it now. And she collapses. Goes limp, like a boned fish.
I go over and check her pulse.
You check,
Just to make sure that she's alive still.
make a medicine check.
Okay.
I would also like to perform one.
Just form a Q.
Yeah. Where's my where? Sorry. There's my sheet. Medicine. Okay. 12.
You feel around for a moment. It's a bit weird because she has all these scales covering her skin, but you manage to find a place where you can like press in a couple of fingers near her throat,
Yeah.
near a place that you haven't already cut with your claws, and you do manage to find a pulse somewhere.
Okay. Okay, she has pulse, so she's still alive.
Okay. Okay, let's just bandage her up and then get moving. She said that the forces had already moved out of the castle.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means she was the only one left with a small guard, maybe? Okay, I'll just bandage the wounds with my herbalism kit.
All right.
We have to
Then just...
we have to disguise her up somehow.
This is
No,
the
no,
game
not
of
if we're
disguises.
the only ones.
Mm.
Okay, I'll just bandage her up.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Somehow you make it worse. Just start stuffing moss and leaves and stuff into her wounds, and it doesn't stop the bleeding, but it does mess up the wounds a bit.
I tried to fix it.
Alright, make a medicine check. Oh, we got someone from Gothenburg.
Oh.
16.
Right, you spend most of your time just cleaning up the mess that Dinak left, and when you're done, she's back to where she was before Dinak started treating her.
I start rubbing the sweat from my forehead again.
It's like you're working to clean and sweat drips into the wounds. Oh no!
Okay, let's carry her out of here.
Jimbo's like, I don't think that's how you save people.
Okay,
Jimbo,
let's get her out of here.
Yeah. Bethroga, can you carry him? You're strongest.
Sure. She walks over and picks up the half dragon.
Nice.
You can also see that not Bethroga, Balthazar is carrying it looks like a body bag made of a cloak that he didn't explain completely last time, but you were technically there, so you do know that it contains the body of Freya.
Oh, okay.
Which you murdered or killed, depending on how you look at it.
Murdered.
Anyway, if you are curious about it, you can watch the episode on YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you want to do?
Let us get up the stairs and see if we can get out of this fortress.
All right, you go up the staircase, and as you remember, it leads all the way up to the corridor that connects to the courtyard of the fortress. You burst out into the nice sunlight outside. There was sunlight in the Feywild, but it was strange. It was almost too good, like a cake with too much sugar in it. So this soft, subtle sunlight is just like, this is nice. This is the artistic kind of sunlight. And then you notice that there are 5 people on horsebacks in the courtyard, just kind of like riding the horses, looking at each other, throwing some jokes around. all of them wearing dragon cultist uniforms. And then they look over at you.
Oh. I was gonna say I want to try to stealth my way past them, but
Well,
too late.
you can try.
Like, there's no way we're getting out of this. Like, at
No.
least
13.
13. You jump behind a crate nearby. Some of the leftovers from the camp that has been set up in the courtyard. But you can see that one of them just looks at you all the way.
Ah. I get up again. I'm like, yeah, no point.
Then they realize that Bethroga is carrying their commander.
Oh shit.
Wait, can I just make a quick intelligence check to see, to remember her name, if we ever got it?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
That is... I'm not that intelligent. 16.
16. You vaguely remember that she was called Sora.
Hey,
Nice.
can you remember her name? I have a plan.
Sora something.
The 5 horsemen draw their swords.
Hey guys,
What is going on?
do you know where the nearest doctor is?
One of them like, I'm not a doctor, but I'm skilled in medicine and field dressings.
No. We need a doctor for this.
They look at-
The Commander Sora, she had a fit inside the tower, and we need to bring her to a special doctor to help
Why is she
her out.
tied up?
Because she keeps moving around and hitting her head.
He looks at her for a moment. I can't see that she's moving. What do you mean?
Not now. We got her to sleep.
Grubbelis
calmed her down
stands
and
up,
then she
tries to
falls
help
asleep.
you. We had to knock her out. She was flailing all over the place. Make a deception check with disadvantage because of
Deception
Grubbelis.
check.
Damn it. Yeah. Okay. Please let be good. With disadvantage?
Yeah, because of Grubbelis' helpful.
Okay. 17.
17. All right. Well, he just looks at you. Then he points over at the one who said he was like a medic or something. Quick, get on the case. We need to. And he gets off his horse and walks over to you, sheathing his sword. Let me have a look at her. And he walks over. What's it called? Bethroga throws him down, or her down on the ground.
We should
Looking-
probably, like, kill them.
Okay, be
Make
right
a,
back.
make
2
a,
seconds.
maybe she, no, they didn't. They are almost deaf. He's just too busy looking at the commander, and then he looks at the cuts from
Sorry.
Bright Scratch's claws. How did this happen?
She got insane and just grabbed my hand while I tried to help her and like scratched herself.
Make another deception check.
Can
what?
you get triple disadvantage?
This time, Grubbelis just keeps his mouth shut.
What kind of...
Deception.
Yeah. No. I'm
What
not
did-
to one.
Just looks. Then you can just see all. It all comes to him. He sees through
no.
everything. Just,
Attack him!
you played
Okay.
me for a fool.
I scratch him with my claws.
All right.
I panicked.
Let's have an attack roll. Hang on, I need the other book.
18. God damn it.
How much did you roll?
18.
18. That definitely hits. So, damage.
Yes. That is.
Just using the old paper today because otherwise it's gonna fuck up the stream overlay.
That is 4.
4 damage. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Roll initiatives.
Yes.
And you can hear Balthazar behind you. Ah, shit, here we go again.
I rolled 21.
Alright.
Why do you always get like one higher than me? 20.
Ooh, natural 20.
It's a ninja.
And a 2. Alright, so we have a cultist going first. Then we have Bright Scratch. Then we have D-Knock. And then we have the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this was...
It was going so well.
Alright. So, you do that, and the one you attacked, he was there was something in him that was alert and ready. And as soon as you attack, this instant kicks in, and he... He will disengage as his action, as he is surrounded by enemies, and then use his limited flight feature to sprout kind of like mechanical wings that fold out behind him and just buffets it. And he flies back to his comrades, lands on his horse, and draws his sword. And then the rest of them also draw their swords once more.
Okay.
That is his turn. So, Bright Scratch.
I'll take out my longbow. And I'll just shoot for the guy that just jumped down.
Alright, make an attack roll.
Yes. That is 15.
15, that hits.
Yes.
Arrow goes through, pierces his leather armor. And he says, "Oh! Damn it."
And then it's 8 on damage.
8 damage. Alright. He is still alive, but wounded.
And then I want to use my, what is it called again? Action surge. Where I can use one more attack.
What level are you? Aren't you level 6?
Yeah.
You should have an extra attack, as far as I remember.
Oh, yeah.
So just have another attack.
Yeah, I have another. I keep forgetting that. Yeah, so I'll use that attack again.
Alright. Let's have an attack roll.
Is that a 7?
That does not hit. So the second arrow flies up, and he managed to parry the arrow with his sword.
Then I'll use my action surge.
Alright. So you have one more attack.
And it's a crit on 19.
Well, alright. You hit. Actually, I think we talked about this before. If you use action surge, do you get another extra attack?
No, I don't think so.
I think it says whenever you take the attack action.
Yeah, I think. Let me just check. Roll some damage in the meantime.
Yeah.
If we should blah, 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 and then you can take one additional action on top of and extra attack. You can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn. So yeah, you can attack twice more with your second wind.
So it was 8 on that attack.
Alright.
And then I have 2 more attacks, right?
One more.
One more. Yeah.
If you have
So
arrows enough.
Yes, I do. That is 14.
That just hits. So
Oh,
the first arrow on your second wind just hits perfectly. The second one kind of like grazes his shoulder a bit, but still cuts through the armor. Let's
and
have
that
some,
is
damage.
7 damage.
7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He is still alive, but riddled with arrows. Just, what am I to you? A pincushion?
Yes.
Ah, that makes sense. Dinok.
How far away is he?
So he is 30 feet away on his horse. And then directly behind him is this half circle of the other 4 guards.
I'm running to the edge and trying to make a flying kick.
Against him?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's have an attack roll.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
He's gonna die now.
Let's have the damage, then let's see how this turns out.
5 damage.
5. My god.
Lowest amount of damage.
You fly up and everyone can see this is the perfect kick. It's like, oh, he's not gonna survive this. And you fly up, you hit him under the chin, and his jaw goes to the side.
Wait, do I roll double damage for natural 20?
Yeah, you roll your damage dice twice.
Oh, then I need.
What do you usually
Okay,
do?
in that case, it's 10 damage.
Alright. So for a moment, people thought, he's gonna make it. He's just gonna make it. That son of a bitch. He's gonna do it. But then his head just flies off. Poof! Little spray of blood. And people are like,
What?
And
So,
then I will
he didn't make
attack another person.
They all like look at you and oh.
I'll just jump from his horse and on to the next.
Alright. Let's have an attack roll.
Yeah, natural 1.
Alright, so you jump to the next horse to kick one. You land on the head of the horse, but obviously horse can't support your weight, so it just like lowers its head and you stumble to the ground.
They had us in the first round, not gonna lie.
It's like soaring heights and deep lows or something like that. Anyway, the soldier that you just attacked looks down at you and then he kicks the sides of his horse and it rears up and then tries to stampede you. Stomp you, I guess it's called, with its hooves. What's your armor class?
That is 16.
16. Alright, so the hooves come down and you manage to roll to the side like some kind of hobbit. And you dodge that one. Let me see. There's another attack. So he is going to... He's going to use his sword and try to stab you from his horse. And because he is within 5 feet of his allies, he gained advantage.
Oh god.
So that would be 19.
That hits.
All right. So that is 6 plus sneak. So it's 9 slashing damage
Ugh.
as he leans down and cuts you across the face.
Ugh. We didn't rest last time, did we?
No.
Fuck. It's getting interesting. When actually I killed the guy before.
Attack with advantage and hits. Yeah, you did.
Oh, lovely.
And then you feel something else. As he kind of like, he cuts you once and then kind of like jerks the sword forward again for some fanatical second wind. And you take another 5 piercing damage from the blade. Then the other 3 riders will charge at the group in front of the house. Or not the house, the castle. In front of the hut. And one of them will swing his sword at Bright Scratch as he passes by. What is your armor class?
14.
14. He hits. 7 slashing damage as he comes by. Ha ha! Whoosh! He seems to be enjoying himself, and because he had advantage, you take another 6 slashing damage as he kind of like reverses the blade and cuts back. Then one of the other riders comes around and will attack Grbalust. But he managed to parry with his sword. And the last one also attacks Bright Scratch.
No.
With a natural 20.
No!
So that is
Oh, damn.
8 slashing damage from the sword. And then another 8 as he reverses the blade and cuts back.
Okay, I'm down.
He drops to the ground.
Yeah, I'm down.
And then it is the guy who died, so he's not gonna have his turn. Then it is Bright Scratch. Make a death save.
Okay, so I have to have over 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
To have a success.
Indeed.
Whew, 14.
14. You start to bleed on the ground, but you manage to hold it together for the moment. And then it is Dinak.
Okay.
As you can see, Bright Scratch has fallen in the dust amongst the riders.
Okay, I will. Which one is closest to Bright Scratch?
Well, there are 2 of them in melee range.
Okay. I would like to try and stabilize Bright Scratch.
You will provoke an attack of opportunity if you do so.
Oh, damn.
Just so you know.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump up and try and kick him off his high horse.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
That is 17.
That hits, so you manage to get your foot high enough to kick him on the shin.
Nice.
Oh! Stop that.
That is 10 damage, and then I'm gonna use Flurry of Blows to make 2 attacks as a bonus action.
Alright. Let's have them.
I'm just gonna roll them at the same time. Okay, 19 and 16.
They both hit.
Oh, nice. And that is 17 damage.
17 damage. Alright.
Total.
He is still alive. But you kind of like kick him and then step onto his knee and then punch him twice in the face. So all of a sudden he looks not so amused anymore, bleeding, teeth falling out, but still alive. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, I can't do anything, otherwise I'll just provoke an opportunity attack. I can't afford that.
Then Balthasar will move in and try to stabilize Bright Scratch. And you still have the healer's kit, as far as I know.
I have a herbalism kit.
Oh, Bright Scratch, don't you have a healer's kit?
No.
Well, one of you does. But apparently not either of you. So he's just going to try to stabilize you. Without success. He's like, come on, you can't die on us now.
I have a
We've
feeling
been
this is the
through
death
so
of
much.
Scratch.
And well, you can take over Bethroga for the moment. She's pretty easy to handle in combat.
Yeah.
Just great axe. Or you can make her try to save you. It's up to you. You can control her while your other character's down. Or with your character's down.
Yeah, I don't know what does she have of attacks and stuff.
Well, she has great attack, axe, great axe attack, which is plus probably 7,
Yeah.
6.
And it's a D12.
I think it's plus 6 on her attacks, and it's a D12.
Okay.
So yeah, you can kind of like.
Yeah, let's go for that. She attacks the one that attacked me.
All right.
Or Bright Scratch, to say it like that.
Yes. Let's have an attack roll.
24.
That hits. So she raises the great axe and just hits
And then
one of
it
them on
was
the
a
leg.
D12.
Yes.
That's 12. I don't know if it's plus anything.
Well, you didn't rage, so I think it's plus 4 without rage. So 6.
So 16.
All right. Pretty good. There we go. So she raises the axe and cuts the leg off one of the riders.
Ugh.
Blood spraying into the air.
Nice.
Here we go again.
Mutilation.
And I believe she also has an extra attack. As a barbarian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then she do it again and try to cut off his arm. One of his arms.
Just dismember him.
19.
That hits.
And then 10
10
damage.
All right. She doesn't cut off the arm, but it dips deep into his shoulder. The arm goes a little bit limp. It looks down at it. By Tiamat, the dwarf is crazy! And starts to turn his horse. Then Grbalusht will try to stabilize Bright Scratch. Without success.
What? What is happening?
He's like, he moves over and pushes Balthazar aside. Let me try. He's like, come on! You can't die on us like this.
Oh no.
Then Jimbo will try. And he succeeds. He's like, get away! You are amateurs, all of you! And he takes some bandages and does some magic, steps back, and you are stabilized.
Okay.
See, that's how you do it. And then it is the one that you are fighting, D-Lock. And he will disengage by pushing you off his knee. And then he will use his horse's movement speed to ride away from you. Sort of towards the gate. We need to warn Ilrex! We need to warn him! I'll do it! He starts to ride.
Oh, fuck. Wait, who is he shouting to?
Back to the other 3 cultists who are still in the fight.
The 3 more cultists.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Then he is hit by an arrow,
Ooh.
but he doesn't die from it.
Oh.
He like takes it under the elbow, kind of like in the ribs, and continues to make his way towards the gate. Then this one will attack Grbalusht, but misses. He parries expertly. Then the other one will, I guess 2 of them will kind of like break off from the attack at the gate or the door and then charge at Dinok. It's sort of like riding side by side, holding hands, getting ready to do all sorts. And the first one, that is a 15, so he misses. But the other one hits with a 20. So you take 8 slashing damage from the sword.
Can he also do that shit where he reverses?
Yeah. So you take another 2. And then they...
That's the same as I have in HP.
So are you still on your feet?
Yeah, but like I have 2 HP now.
You're just standing there in the dust, bleeding.
Oh no.
Then we are back at Bright Scratch. You are stable, so you don't do anything. Then
Yeah.
we move to Dinoc.
Like, I would love to like take out my longbow, but I'm constantly reminded that I don't have a left hand.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Good. that
can I
you
use
remember.
my teeth? No. Oh,
I think you have
I'll,
to practice for that.
Yeah, I will just try again and jump up and kick one of the riders.
Alright, so kind of like when they ride past you, you like fly up, try to land on one of the horses.
Yeah, actually, I'll just try and do that fancy karate move where I jump up and just split my legs out to either side.
Alright,
I'll take my.
alright. You know, that's pretty cool, so I'll allow it. Make
The first
two,
one-
two attack rolls. Yeah.
Like, it's just my attack roll and my bonus attack, so.
Mm.
Wait, I have extra attack.
Well, why use it?
I have not used it yet. Okay, so I'll use both of those attacks, and the first one is a 16,
That hits.
and the other one is an 18.
That also hits.
Okay, so now it's time for damage. And it is 5 damage on both of them, so 10 damage total split
Alright.
between them. And then I will make a back slap with my hand towards the one on my right.
Okay, so they charge past you, cut you with a sword, then you fly up, hit them in the back on the way away, and then do this weird corkscrew, so you kind of like follow them through the air, and then make your other attack.
Homing monk. That is a natural 20.
Well, that certainly hits.
And that is 8 damage.
8 damage. Alright. Hit him in the back of the head. Boom! He doesn't die, but you're doing something.
I should have focused on one of them.
So Bethrogar is still next to the one without the leg and the almost severed arm.
Yeah. Oh, it's so difficult playing another character. The Thorga is going to rage.
Alright.
This
Steam starts
time.
coming out of her ears.
Yeah. And then she just swings the axe around on the same guy.
Right, it starts spinning. Let's have an attack roll.
Oof. That is plus what?
Plus 6, I believe, on the attack roll.
So 10?
That doesn't hit.
No.
She's too angry. Swings the
She's
axe,
too
and he manages to dodge away with the horse. But she has an extra attack.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, she also has a reckless attack, which gives you advantage on your attack roll, but everyone else attacking on the subsequent turn will have
Okay.
advantage against her.
But yeah, that is 17.
17, that hits.
And then it was D8. So
D12.
that's 7. No, D12, sorry. Oof. Oof. That is 9 plus whatever.
Alright,
Plus 4. I think.
it's enough. She hits him in the chest, and he just folds over the axe. Slumps out of the saddle onto the ground.
Does he scream?
How far away are they from me?
Oh.
Probably about 30 feet.
Fuck! Oh, sorry.
You can't do your magic from over there, sadly. You should like keep really low HP enders with you at all times so you can like draw temporary hit points
I
from
have
them.
wondered if I should have like a bag of rats or something that I can just like punch.
Well, technically there's an unconscious half dragon. Anyway,
I'm not going to kill her.
Oh, all of a sudden you have standards.
Yeah, like, I lost Rhea. I'm not gonna lose the half-dragon.
My god, alright. Balthasar. He will try to help you, Dinok. I think he has, but that's range. Oh, not ranged. Well, what can he do? What can he do?
Balthasar has a heal.
Yeah, I think it's cure wounds. I don't think he has a healing word. So instead, he is going to shoot some Eldritch Blasts. I think he has that. No, he has Firebolt. It's a weird warlock. He shoots a Firebolt at one of the riders, softening him up, but it misses totally. Just flies way off. And then he looks like, tries to hide that it was him who shot that spell. And then it is Dinok.
Yeah, okay. I guess I really want to kill something now.
Hang on, sorry. You haven't had your turn. My god.
Oh,
What am I thinking?
damn.
It's because this one is dead.
Oh, Balthasar has healing light, by the way.
I don't think it has enough range. Too late anyway.
Oh, yeah.
The two riders will ride ahead, then turn around, and then come back towards you.
Oh god, no. Please no.
And then arrows rain down from all sides. One hits, the other doesn't. And the third one doesn't either.
Getting help from the
So
centaurs.
arrows just start to fly down from the sides, and only one hits. But it does take
At least
some
none
damage.
of them hit me.
And then they get to you through the hail of arrows. And the first one attacks.
Oh no.
That is 24 to hit.
Hits.
So 5 slashing damage.
Yeah. What else?
And
Are you down?
I got 11
Yeah.
on top of that as he reverses the blade.
Okay. What about the other one? Is he also trying?
Well, he sees that you fall to the ground, and then he looks around for better prey.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he charges at Bethroga. But he has to peel away from the other one so he doesn't get advantage. And that doesn't hit. And neither does that. So he rides up, swings the sword twice, but just cutting the air. And then we're back at Bright Scratch, you're unconscious, and Dinok, make it a save.
One.
Ooh. Alright, 2 death strikes.
This is getting way too intense.
No.
Alright, then Bethroga can have a turn. So she can see Dinok fall in the middle of the courtyard, and then he's lying on the ground, and then suddenly blood just sprays from his mouth, like some kind of Tarantino movie.
Does she have any way to stabilize him?
One of you has a healer's kit.
No.
Are you sure it's not a herbalism kit? Because we have a couple of those.
Maybe it is. I just thought you used it last time. Well,
I'll... How far away are they so I can attack those people? Or one of them?
so there's one directly next to Bethroga. Then one is riding towards the gate. He is probably through the gate by now.
Yeah.
And then one is still next to Dinok.
How far away is Dina from Droga?
30 feet.
Okay.
And she's
So
a
I'll
dwarf,
just-
so I don't think she has enough movement speed to
Oh,
get.
she'll just attack with the axe thingy.
Alright.
Just delete the danger. That's also a way of supporting.
Yeah, I think
That's the only way right now.
movement. Yeah, 25 feet, so she can't even get to him.
So that's 17 plus something.
Yeah, that hits.
And then it's 2 plus something. 8? Wasn't it plus 6?
Plus 6, yes.
Yeah. So 8 in damage.
Alright. That is not correct. There we go. So she hits, but he's still alive. He
But
takes
I
the
have
attack.
one more attack.
Yeah, he's like, I've taken worse than that. I'm a seasoned warrior.
So that's 12
That doesn't hit.
plus.
Well, plus 6. Yeah, so that hits.
Yeah. And then 12 on the
12 damage.
D12. Yeah, plus.
Alright, well, that is enough. So he's like, I've had worse than that. And then his head is cut off.
It's like in Monty Python. Come on,
it's
only
just a flesh wound. His head says as it's spinning away into the air.
Coward!
Get back here! Why are you moving away from me? Alright. Then... Well, you do have your movement, so you can move 25 feet towards Diag if you want to. She starts running.
Yeah.
One turn later.
Well, Balthasar can get to you, so he's gonna run all the way over and try to stabilize you. Now, these are the exciting dice rolls.
Come on, that's a sword.
Oh. It's good enough. He rolled a 16.
Woo!
That is a 16. He runs over. He has learned from Jimbo, and he puts some bandages around your neck, cleans some few wounds, just kind of like puts you on the side so you don't drown in your own blood, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and you're stabilized.
I am no longer dying.
Yay!
So we have one rider left, who is standing above all of you, and he will try to attack Balthasar. And he hits for 5 damage. And he attacks again. And he hits for 4 damage. And then, well, you are both down, but you're stabilized. So it's the Throgar.
Is it still raging?
Yeah, she has been attacking
Okay.
all her turns.
Let's continue with the good axe. Or the great axe, or whatever it's
The
called.
good axe.
The best
The good
axe.
axe.
The good axe.
The good axe, it sounds.
You're not a good axe, you're a great axe.
So the same as previous roll, 12 plus something.
Yeah, it's enough.
And then where is it? There is it. 7 plus
6, so that would be... And then he has not left. Alright, still alive, but in the theater of the Bethrogar gore, horror, art, she kind of like hits him on the knee, so it splits. Kind of like down the middle. Ah! But still alive.
Have I used 2 attacks or just 1 now?
That was 1.
Yeah, so 1 more. One more swing. Natural 20.
You don't need to roll.
Okay.
You can't survive.
We've had a lot of those today, actually.
Yeah.
We also had a lot of fails, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just 1 and 20s all the way.
It's been like either all in or not at all.
She does that thing. First he cuts the knee and he's like, but he's still alive, so I can handle this. I can put through. If you can just turn my horse around. I can ride down that road. I can get back to the camp.
She just takes her axe with reverse and just like cut him up in the middle.
Oh.
Maybe does that the Kill Bill thing where it just like slaps the side of like the handle of the axe, ding, and then his head falls off.
Yeah.
That is at least that is how it is told later around a campfire.
Good.
So we have one rider left who's just riding through the forest at the moment, way away from you. So, Brad Scratch and Dinock, you are both unconscious.
Yeah.
You wake up later. You look around and you can see that dusk has settled in the old fortress. There's one campfire burning in the middle of the courtyard. You're kind of like on the outskirts of the light. You are all on 1 HP. You are conscious. You look around. You can see Balthazar sitting at the campfire. Grbalusht sharpening a blade. Jimbo mending his clothes. That kind of stuff. And then you can see 5 other figures sitting close by, kind of like huddled around the flames.
It's an intro survival game.
And
Just like, it hurts.
Wait, only 5 other figures?
yes, including Bethroga and the rest. So 5 new figures. You can also see nearby, tied to a pole, the half dragon.
Ah, yes.
Still unconscious. One of the figures around the campfire looks up as Brad Scratch moans, looks over, stands up and comes over. We thought you were gone. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Thank you.
How was the Feywild?
Very fey and wild.
Good one.
No.
Come, no. But I try to be nice. These are hard times. We should be nice to each other.
Yeah.
He like gestures you to come to the campfire. We have some food. Looks like you could use the rest.
Yeah.
He walks back to the campfire and you can see his companions. They're all wearing heavy cloaks with hoods well over their heads. You can barely make out their faces as they sit around sharing food, bread, lettuce, that kind of stuff. What do you want to do?
I want to sleep.
Alright, just go back to sleep.
I want to rest.
Alright.
Is the half dragon completely out?
As far as you can see, she's not moving, except for a slight moving whenever she draws breath.
Okay, I'll take a short rest maybe. I don't think I trust
You can take a long
rest.
rest if you want to. It's up to you.
Okay, sure.
I mean, you're an elf, so you only need.
Oh
4
yeah,
hours.
yeah. Oh damn, yeah.
And you don't like lose consciousness as much when you are trancing as you
Nice.
otherwise would.
I'll take a short rest.
Alright, you can do that.
Full HP, man.
But it would be easy if you took the same length of rest, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought you said you wanted a rest.
It's up to you.
Yeah, but like if I take a short rest, that's basically a long rest for me, I think.
Well,
Did they get?
Okay, I'll make it easy. We'll take the same rest. So whatever he takes, I'll take.
don't split the party by sleeping.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay,
you
I
wanna...
only need 4 hours for a long rest, though. I think. I'm not sure. It's been so long. Oh my god.
Yeah, but
This is such a decision. Or you can just
Yeah.
take a short rest if you want. Like that would take like a quarter of an hour. You can use your hit dice to recover hit points.
sure.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
All right. So you just like 5 more minutes and then you go back.
What do we roll then?
As
Hit dice is the I think fighters have a D10.
Yeah, D10.
you can roll as many as you have levels, and you can add your Constitution modifier to each die.
So. 23.
You have a pretty good rest.
Oh, that's like on the 4th level.
Constitution.
24. 34. Yeah.
Alright, so like spend a quarter of an hour just trying to recover a bit.
Is it plus my constitution?
You add your Constitution to each roll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I just have full health now.
Alright.
I have 30 health and I've spent 4 hit dice on it. So that's fine.
Alright. Very good.
Ooh.
Judging from the sky above you, it's evening. The sun might have set. It's difficult to say because you're in the forest and inside the fortress. So you know, it could be morning. Who knows?
Ooh.
One of the elves, well, it's an elf, looks over at you. Are you gonna join us or are you just gonna lie there?
I'm gonna join.
They make space for you around the campfire.
Nice.
And as you get closer, you can see they are wearing leather armor beneath the cloaks.
Of course.
Nearby on some blankets, you can see some long bows. They have swords nearby. One of them has like 4 daggers crossing each other in front of his chest inside the armor. So it's like crazy rogue thing. So they look like warriors accustomed to fighting.
Nice.
And one of them looks at you. You don't seem to remember me.
Oh.
We did meet outside the fortress a few days ago.
Yeah, I remember. Sorry, it's been so long, like in the Feywild and all that.
Oh, yeah. Time is strange in the Feywild. But you have been gone for 4 days.
Okay. And we found something in the Feywild though. That it might change our mission, I'm not sure.
Well, if you want to share, you're of course welcome, but we will not pry.
Yeah, we might need to get back to Waterdeep maybe.
Well, in that case, I would be careful. The southern parts of the forest have become strange of late.
Oh.
But I think you did mention you encountered the dragon on the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still around. More active than ever.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Apparently, it seems something has agitated him within the past few days.
Oh, he doesn't like the cultists.
Well, we don't know about that, but he's been spotted in the sky quite often of late.
Oh.
Searching, some would say. I would be careful. But if you need to go back to Waterdeep, then I suppose the Unicorn's Run would be the fastest route.
Oh, damn. Bright Scratch, what do you think? We still have the mission, but I feel like we've lost a lot compared to this only supposed to being a reconnaissance mission.
If you don't mind me asking, what you said something about you being part of the resistance in Waterdeep last time we met, but you never really elaborated much upon it. Time was short. Now we have more time.
Oh, yeah.
I get the sense that we are allies, but I don't know how.
We are in the resistance against the dragons. And I think it's safe enough to tell you now that we were tracking the dragon cultists. But we also had another goal.
Yeah, you mentioned something about souls.
Yeah, we reclaimed the souls.
Oh, that's good. Regarding the caravan that you were tracking.
Yeah.
If you want to pursue it any further, it has moved out of the fortress. It moved out yesterday, and it is headed north towards the grandfather tree. My group has been assigned with a small task of clearing out any stragglers at the fortress, and he nods towards a bundle lying close by. Blow up the passage to the Feywild. Cut off reinforcements, if you will. I know it's a bit extreme, but these are extreme times.
Yeah. Poor Rhea.
Poor who?
Rhea. And Eladrin we met.
Oh.
She's still in the Feywild.
Oh, well, I suppose her kin is at home in that place.
Yeah.
I met one Eladrin once that he went crazy in the material plane. Everything was too dull for him.
Oh.
He died fighting his way back to the Feywild. It was madness.
Oh. Okay.
Well, it happens.
Well,
it's a tough world.
I whispered to Bright Scratch, should we turn back? We have that the black staff or something. What was it called?
Lucan is also sitting at the campfire, just cradling the staff wrapped in cloth.
Yeah.
Like if we have what we need, we can just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also captured Zora, so.
Yeah.
That would. I think we could get some good intelligence.
Yeah, I suppose you'll be awake in the morning, then we can get something out of her.
Yeah.
So
she mentioned something about attacking the grandfather tree.
Oh yeah, it is very obvious that is their move. They're headed towards it. They will reach it in maybe 2 days.
What is the grandfather tree?
It is a sacred place. It is the greatest tree you would ever have seen if you had laid eyes upon it. It is a beautiful place.
I think we might just have to. I don't know if there are a lot of ways into that tree.
Well, there are plenty of passages and tunnels beneath the roots. With passages to all kinds of places.
If we blow off the way, it's like it's stopping, like to get into the tree, or is it just like I don't know? I'm confused now.
Well, it's basically essentially a big old tree, but it is a special place. It is a place very close to the Feywild, which is why the nature in that region is pretty special. There are many passages to the Feywild beneath that tree. The roots go deep.
Oh, I don't know what to do right now.
When we're done with blowing up that old passage down in the basement here,
Okay.
my people and I will move back and regroup with my people at the grandfather tree.
That is, I think we should also make our way to the grandfather tree. I think we owe it to at least try and help.
Well,
What about, and then I point to like Sora.
Yeah, I will. I guess we'll take care of it as we go.
Okay.
well, I would say you can interrogate her, but keeping her alive is a risk I would be reluctant to run.
What if we wake her up now, interrogate her, and then kill her off?
But
I assume she will be awake in the morning. Then we can do it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, because she's just gonna do damage to either us or the tree. Or
I think she
both.
will do anything in her power to get back to
Yeah.
Ildrex and continue her service.
So I think we have to kill her off at some point.
You seem reluctant. He looks at you. Dina. I know
I
it
don't
might seem
know, I've
barbaric to kill prisoners, but this is the closest thing this forest has been to a war for ages.
I don't like killing off prisoners. That's not my first choice. But this is a special case.
Well, if you have any alternatives, I will be willing to listen to it, of course. But as it is, I can't see any.
We'll have to see tomorrow when
Indeed.
we talk to her and see her behavior towards us. And yeah,
because I mean, despite being evil and all that, like, she has still like accepted a lot of shit that we've done,
yeah.
like
but
without killing us.
I know, but if she sits there and like threatens us to kill us,
Oh yeah, of course. Then we can.
as I said, special case. You don't know.
I've never studied dying half dragon though. That could be
We'll
interesting.
figure out tomorrow, I guess.
Well, I would prefer a clean, quick death. I hope that is what you have in mind.
Yeah, no torture.
Yeah, totally.
Very well. Well, if you want to accompany us to the grandfather tree, you will meet the Red Lady. She is the one organizing what is left of my people in this part of the forest. If you lend your aid to her, she would appreciate it. So would we all.
Well, I guess that's set then.
Very well.
Yep.
Good night then.
Good night.
And then he like crosses his arms, folds the cloak close to him, and then just stares into the fire and goes into his trance. Two of the others gets up and disappears into the night, possibly on watch. So you want to take a long rest, or is there anything else you want to do in the cover of dark?
I look around for food.
Alright, so there's like a platter with some bread and some various nuts and berries and leaves on that you think the elves.
I don't take
Brought.
all of it, but I take like some of it, some bread, some nuts, some leaves, and just put it in my bag.
One of the other elves like offer to you, like holds it up. Please eat. Believe it or
Yeah,
not, food is not a problem.
Okay, can I just take some extra to have for later?
Sure. Help
Thank
yourself. We also captured some of the cultist rations, so we have some pork if you're interested.
Ooh,
I'll get the pork. He gets up and returns with some dragon rations. Dragon cultist rations. There's like a leather bag with the dragon emblem of the 5-headed dragon on it. All right. So you rest for the night.
Yeah.
So you recover all your hit points if you're lacking them. Recover your hit dice. Recover your everything. Everything recovers. In the morning, you are woken by the sound of a dull boom somewhere nearby. Boom. And the ground shakes.
What?
Then you can see a cloud of dust billow out of the door leading into the fortress, and out of it comes 2 of the elves, just like running, trying to wipe away some of the dust. Oh.
What happened?
Oh, we took care of the passage. I hope you didn't need it anymore.
Oh no.
Oh, it's okay.
Good,
We were wondering what the boom was.
Oh, that was just we used the crystal shrooms, and you can see his dusting, like gray black powder off his hands that looks pretty similar to the one that covered the shrooms down in the Blazing Lights workshop.
I go over and check if Sora is.
All right, you walk towards her, and as you do so, she raises her head to you. Then she spits towards you with a bit of blood in it.
Hello.
You disgusting traitors. Or liars. I don't know what is best or worst. You disgust me.
No, you disgust me. No.
No, you disgust me.
Wait, sorry, was that the cultists or Sora waking up?
That was Sora.
Sora.
Oh.
The cultists are dead.
Oh, yeah, I was just like, what?
So, Enoch, do you wanna question her?
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Like light the flashlight in her head.
Brad Scratch, are you bad cop or good cop?
The bad cop.
Are you bad cop? Okay. Then you should start.
So, I'm just gonna call you Sora now, because obviously you're not a commander anymore.
I never was a commander. My rank is captain, if you will.
Okay, captain, whatever. You're not that anymore. Not here. Now you're under our command. Because you're a prisoner.
She like leans as far ahead as the ropes allow. For now.
I take my claws like on her shoulder and push her back.
She tries to push back. Make a strength athletics check.
This can fail so bad.
Like tries to shove it back with her shoulder.
Did anyone undo the rope around her snout?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
As 15.
15? Yeah, she tries to shove back, but you just push it back into the pole that she is bound to.
So, we know you have some plans. Tell us about them.
Why should I?
Because you have to listen to us. Because you're sitting here
all right.
tied up, can't
then
move.
Speak.
What?
You said that I had to listen to you. And talk.
Yes.
What are you? You're obviously not from the Gloaming Court. You're obviously not with them. You're not towards the elves. What are you, some kind of...
I'm a really dangerous cat.
All right. It's a beginning.
Of course she would not be in the best of moods. I bring over some food. Now just tell me everything that happened and it'll all be alright.
So she like, with her snoot, or whatever you...
Smoot.
The smoot, she like grabs some of the pork and like...
I'm too upset for this. You take it.
No.
Like you walk away just cracking your knuckles.
Motherfucker.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. If you tell us about the motives of the dragon cult and this sort of secret march and caravan travel, then you may go.
All right. I'll give you something, you give me something. The caravan has been traveling for a long time. I suppose you were the ones who were tracking us all the way. Disgusting.
Yeah.
But it's too late already. Ildrex is making his way towards the grandfather tree. By tomorrow night, the tree will be ours.
Well, did you also remember to tell Ildrix about the various traps on the road ahead?
We have competent scouts. They will find anything.
Are you sure? Because, like, so far, scouts haven't really been that good at detecting us before we actually already were in their camp.
Well, as far as I remember, we were pretty close to capturing you at the old watchtower before you vanished out of nowhere. How did you do that anyway?
Yeah,
I saw
like
you
to know.
in there. I would very much like to know.
We're not telling you.
Let's just say it was a long and dangerous endeavor, and it cost a lot of us to perform that getaway.
Very well.
Cost us some souls and a hand, basically.
I'm coming back now. So, is she saying anything?
Let me say that I find it very unlikely that you know anything about the traps of these elves. You obviously are not affiliated with them.
Oh no, I didn't talk about the elves. I talked about those that we had set in advance.
Well,
you don't think we would
haven't
just
been
enter
here.
the fortress?
I saw you
without
come out of the Feywild.
Yeah, but I'm talking about before we even entered the fortress. It would be very stupid to enter the fortress without taking some kind of precaution in case the mission should fail.
Make a deception check.
18.
18. Alright. Let's say there are traps. What kind of traps could you possibly make that would make any difference to our marching column of the finest dragon cultists that has been in this forest for ages?
Bombs.
Alright.
Lots of bombs.
It's getting serious.
Yeah, to be precise, fire bombs. So any cart or caravan convoy would have a pretty hard time if they got struck by one of those.
You know, I'm curious. Why are we talking? Why haven't you just killed me? You obviously already knew where the caravan is headed. And there's nothing else I can tell you about it, except that in a matter of days, the grandfather tree will be in the possession of the cult.
What is the purpose of your taking the grandfather tree?
I don't know. I obey orders. I don't pretend to know what my superiors are planning. The dragons don't tell us everything. We always left with pieces of the puzzle, so in case any of us gets captured by like this, we can't squeal.
So you are treated as expendable.
Aren't we all? We all soldiers.
I'm not. I'm a monk.
Well, good for you.
So, just if we let you go, what would be your next step?
My next step, or what?
What would you do next? If we let you go from here.
Well, obviously I would try to return to my unit. I wouldn't miss the capture of the Great Shrine.
shit.
And then I would hope that you would come after us, so I could get a chance to fight you a second time.
Well, that would indeed be a nice arrangement. I don't really feel too good about striking you down from behind. Even though I've done worse before.
We found what remained of Captain... what was his name? Palethorn? Captain Palethorn. There wasn't much left. And all the wounds were in his back.
Exactly.
Well, again, I don't see why we're talking. Are you going to release me? If you are, then please undo these ropes and then we'll face each other in battle in a few days.
Just sit on tight. We have to discuss this.
Go on. I have all day. The longer you stay here, the less likely you are to interfere with the column.
I'm kind of hyped up for this oncoming battle. I kind of want to do it just to like get the epic. Oh, it's you again.
Yeah.
Well, if that's all it takes to secure my release, then I'll say anything. You can write a script and we can perform it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm lagging a bit, I think.
You're really convincing. I don't like that
Can't hear anything.
Can you hear us?
at all.
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Well, I like this idea about a second meeting on the battlefield.
Okay,
Let's do that.
For a few seconds. Dina, get your ass over here, please. We have to discuss this in private.
Like, shouts after you. It's gonna be epic.
Be quiet.
You won't regret it.
I go over and put like a sock kind of thing in my mouth.
Around his what was it, snout? Around his
smart, yeah. I tie her up again. Before I knock you out again. Just pissing me off, dude. Okay. Let's go over here and talk in private.
Okay.
You walk away and talk in private.
Mush, mush, mush.
No, but I don't like that she's so convincing. Like, she's starting to convince me. I don't like that. There's...
I kind of like it. It's exciting.
So if we let her go now, maybe we'll meet her again. I don't know. She says so, but I don't know if I can trust her.
I think she's kind of mad at us, so I think she'll try and attack us.
Yeah. So she's probably gonna die either way, I guess.
Wait, what? What?
What?
What?
No.
I think we're talking way past each other here.
No, I was kidding. Okay, what do you think we should do?
Can let chat decide.
Yeah, chat, please help.
Oh, chat decide. Oh damn.
You can see a bright scratch over Dinok's shoulder. Sora's just staring at you, just barely visible up top the shoulder. And then the leader of the elves come out towards you. I can see she's still alive.
Yeah.
Have you questioned her?
Try
Yeah.
to.
Did you get anything useful out of her?
Oh, flip a coin.
Yeah, flip a coin, live or die.
I guess we can do it the D&D way. Roll a D20. Even she gets, she goes. Uneven, we have to kill her.
All right. You can do
Who
it
wants
that
to
way.
roll? Should the DM should roll?
Well, the elven commander. Well, I do have a coin, and he takes out a coin. And
Oh,
Yeah.
so, what did you say? Heads or
Um,
tails? Heads, she lives. Tails.
yeah.
Hang on a second. Are you suggesting letting her live? What's going on here?
It's very, very complicated.
Just heads she lives, tails she doesn't.
All right.
Without any pain. Just a clean done. I know we have a great.
He flips the coin. It spins. Lands. He slaps it on his palm. Tails.
Well,
It's mob
Well,
justice.
you could
I guess.
give her a last chance to say
I-
everything. And if not,
Have you actually got any information out of her?
Yeah.
We want to
For
share.
example, yeah, the caravan they are very close to reaching it. She said they would be there in about a day or two's time.
Yeah, we knew
They
that.
they didn't plan to just attack the tree, they planned to overtake it. So I think they might have some reinforcements coming in. Perhaps.
From
From
where?
the Feywild.
Well, I do sense they have some kind of pact with the Unseelie Court, but the passages at the Grandfather Tree, they're in the territory of the Seelie Court.
Perhaps they have found some way to infiltrate it from the Feywild.
It's possible, but I think we would have heard about war in the Feywild.
Yeah.
Borders in the Feywild are just not easily pushed.
Still, better to be safe than sorry.
True.
Okay, if you want, you can go on ahead towards the Grandfather Tree, and we will. If you leave a trail that we can follow.
He considers it. We could probably do something like that. I don't see that would pose too much of a risk.
Just like maybe some crossed branches here
Maybe.
and there.
Or you could just follow the trail of the caravan and then skirt around them.
That
They
would be
headed
easier.
straight as an arrow towards the Grandfather Tree. And believe me, when you get close enough, you can't fail to miss it. Or
Okay.
fail to see it, I mean.
Well,
it's huge.
I guess then we'll see if we can get anything out of this one. We still need some information about the arrangements in Waterdeep. Some information that we could use in our fight against the dragons there.
Very well. Well, that is your fight, and we must attend to ours. If you want to join us, we would greatly appreciate the help.
Yeah, we will.
Just remember, if you have the mountains on your right hand, you are going the wrong way.
Got it.
He looks around. Let's get moving! And they all gather around, pick up their bows, their weapons, their rations, and put out the fire, and then they make their way out of the entrance to the fortress. And you are left alone with all your NPC companions.
Yeah.
this,
All
this,
NPC.
this circus of NPC companions.
Okay, I begin writing a small letter.
Right?
Just like looking forward to next time till we meet again. And then I fold it and put it down in the Sora's belongings.
Alright.
Just like in case.
Alright, we do that. She is still sitting at the pole with a tie around her snout.
Okay, and then I think we should take a long rest so we have all our HP, so we don't get killed by a tree.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
you have had a
looking-
long rest and everything, so you are all
Oh,
you are as rested as can be.
Hmm.
You can see Jimbo is talking with Grubbelush about how to invest money. And Grubbelush is like, yes, it all makes sense.
What?
So, should we release Sora or?
Well, did flip them. So
I know.
The bronze coin is still lying on the ground, left by the elf,
I look at the coin and
facing
look at
tails up. Then it starts to rain.
I
Lots
walk
of
over
water.
to grab it.
All right.
Because, I don't think I see what it was right, and then I stumble and kick the coin.
All right. It flies over.
What did it land on?
It lands on heads this time.
Oh, I see. The gods have spoken.
Do I believe him?
Well, it's up to you. If he sounds convincing.
You have to try and convince me.
Well, I can definitely feel that we're getting somewhere with this half-dragon. I think she could possibly be powerful.
If she could
If
be
not-
turned, she would be a powerful ally.
Yeah. If we could turn her, she would be a powerful ally. And if we release her, she might think that we are way too trusting and gullible, which could work in our favor, since it would make it easier to
Okay.
trick
This
her.
goes south, it's on you. It's on
Yes.
your ass, I'm just saying.
Definitely.
Okay. Shake on it.
We're just like hiding away from the others.
Fine. Okay, I give up.
Yes.
She can go.
Well, I guess that's that then.
You go in and tie her.
Yeah, I go over and remove the mouth thing. What?
The smout? The smout?
Smart rope?
The spout.
Smart rope?
The smout rope.
The smart rope, it ties itself.
So what's gonna be? A blade or a horse?
You're gonna go. You're not gonna look back. You're not gonna hunt us down.
There's
You're
nothing
gonna
for me
go-
to look back upon. This place it has served its purpose. There's nothing of interest to me left here.
I
Just
guess
think
we
of
will meet in
this.
the future.
Just think of this, we're sparing you right now.
Yes.
I
Well,
hope you appreciate that.
I appreciate it, obviously. And I look forward to meeting you once more. With a blade
Let
in
it
hand,
be a glorious meeting.
being hit in the back.
I promise you next time I will not hit you in the back.
Very well.
I desire an honest battle.
And you shall have it. If you last that long, that is.
Oh, we will.
Alright.
Confident cop.
Are you just gonna throw insults back and forth, or are you gonna untie me?
I untie her.
I
She
thought
gets
you
up.
untied her already.
Can I?
Oh, I did, but she didn't notice that.
Oh, no, you untied her. She's like still sitting there, just trash talking. Like just lifts
We
the
could
rope a
basically
bit.
just leave it. She would just keep.
Yeah, just sitting here. I'm gonna get you. She looks down. Oh, and then gets up and
Damn
like,
it. Yeah.
she
Yeah,
walks
feel
over
free to go.
confidently towards her belongings. Swings the bag over her shoulder. She also walks towards her sword. That's resting against a wall
I-
somewhere.
Just in case, I just have my hands on my rapiers.
Alright.
Just
She-
in case.
I
She
just have my hand on my hand, so I'm ready. To do it.
Your hands? You only have one hand.
Yeah, I have my hand on my hand.
Oh, you still carry that around?
No,
What?
no, I have my hand on, but it's a wordplay. Go on with it.
All right. Well, you never know.
Oh yeah, I could have used that.
Like you
as well.
can. Anyway, she walks over, picks up the sword, puts it in the sheath, looks over at you. Still looking at you, she walks over to one of the horses, grabs the reins, gets up in the saddle, and then just flicks the reins. Yeah! Thank
You
you,
should
generous
probably avoid-
hosts! And she just rides out of the fortress.
Should probably avoid the elves.
She can't hear.
Tell her
She's
too
just
much.
bolting down the ramp away from the fortress.
Well, you know, Brad Scratch, it would be kind of bad if the elves ran into her. Now that we told the elves that we would deal with her.
Well, that was on you.
Well, yes, but
Yeah.
I'm a part of this group, and it would reflect badly on the group as a whole. So
I start checking my bag that I have everything, and I'm kind of like pissed off. Wasn't the right decision, but no. Just like mumbling to myself, like.
I think becoming rich has done something good for Dinox's personality.
Rich.
Yeah, he has like 880 gold and 100 platinum.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
This is gotta be so great.
I told you, if something happens, it's on your ass.
Actually, I might have to go now
Oh, all right.
in a moment.
Well, it is. Well, we're getting close to 9, so maybe it's a good place to end the session. As you
Yeah.
pack your stuff and get ready to move out of the fortress.
Pack my stuff in anger.
Just angry. Getting everything out and then putting back angrily, so it's just like a
Oh,
mess.
never listen to the cat.
The can of sealing adhesives and
Well, the cat is always wrong. Just thinking about fish and yacht. Whatever.
What fur color does Bright Scratch have?
Brown.
Oh, okay. I was
there's
just about
a
to say-
picture in the stream. You can see.
Yeah, I was just about to say if it's black, then
Well, it's yellow.
bad luck.
It's yellowish. Yellow with brown spots.
It's like a cheetah.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Well, let's
Yeah.
call it a session there then. We'll be back next Thursday at 7 p.m. for more D&D fun.
Hopefully with more people.
Probably. Hopefully Chris will be here next time, not busy with his band. And then I don't have to make this professional stream overlay again. Just coupled together. It's the Frankenstein of stream
It's
overlays.
amazing, guys, for first time.
It works.
Come on,
Hopefully.
give yourself some credit.
Do we? All right.
Yes.
Well, if you want to rewatch or watch previous episodes, we have our YouTube channel, Double Dragon Trouble, where you can watch all past episodes. If you're interested, I recommend the previous 5 Halloween special episodes. They were pretty good. And yeah. Is there anything else?
No.
I think that's it. Well, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Yes.
And take care until then. Goodbye.
Okay.
Bye. And now I have to figure out how to turn the stream off. Like this.